Right, so now I want to have a look at how all the knowledge brought forward from the other exams, how it affects SBL. So the leadership chapter, that basically comes from accountant in business. And in the accountant in business, in F1, you've got all the theories and all the models. But the good news is in SBL, you don't really need them. You don't need the detailed definitions anyway. Just a general understanding of the theories and the models around leadership. So, for example, would an authoritarian, autocratic management style where they tell you exactly what to do and when work with intelligent, specialised, skilled, self motivated workers? No, because they'll get sick of being told what to do. They need to be able to show their own skills and have some autonomy. Over onto section B then, governance. That comes from lots of different places, from F1, F4, also got some in F5 and F9, so there's plenty going on, but again, it's not the detailed knowledge. So the detailed knowledge might be in the F papers, tell me what a director's role is, tell me what the different sorts of directors are. In SBL, it's more, here's a CV of a director, is he or she suitable for the job? So it's much more higher level skills. Strategy, that comes a lot from F1, F2, F9, but also, what used to be in P3. But for strategy, again, you don't need the big definitions. You need that holistic understanding, the bigger picture, not the detailed theory. So, for example, with Mendelow's matrix used to be that you'd have to explain it all, use all of it. You don't. You just have to be aware of it and maybe use it to show how to treat individual shareholders, but you don't need to know all the model, etc. Over onto risk, you have expected values and decision trees, they all need calculating in the F papers. Great news, you don't need to do the calculations in SBL, but you do need to comment on it. You do need to know what the decision tree is showing you and what risk it indicates. In terms of risk, you do need to know the TARA model, transfer, accept, reduce, avoid, because it's just to do with those high level. You're a high level person now, so you're going to get given all the calculations. It's your job then to deal with them. So dealing with risk is more important. You might have to do some very, very high level calculations, however, but no detailed computations at all. Section F then. All you need to know what the safeguards against fraud, because you're high level now. You don't need to know individual bits about it or the internal control details. You're at a very high level. Somebody tells you all the issues. You say, right, I need to know the key principles of internal control here. I need to see the bigger picture. Are we okay against cyber security, etc. And then finally, finance, planning, decision making, forecasts, etc. Basically, what you need to know is not how you calculate ratios necessarily, but you should know that anyway, but how to interpret financial statements, okay? And that will need ratios. So you might be given the ratios, you might be asked to calculate them, but probably not. Probably going to be given the ratios, but you look at the assumptions behind the numbers that have created the ratios. You need to know the impact of certain transactions on the accounts. So, but it's a very high level, like, we've just become a group, so we need consolidated accounts. It's very, very high level. So I hope that all helps and gives you a little bit of an understanding how F papers are all knowledge, and now we go on to P papers, and particularly SBL, we go on to not just regurgitating knowledge from a textbook, but having a high level understanding and using the knowledge that they give us to make good, common sense, business leader type suggestions.